got the lads in for the meet and greet today. How do you think the day's gone all together?
Brilliant, really happy with how the whole thing's gone today. Obviously we worked very hard to get this coaching staff and Gary contracted for next year, and obviously we've tried to make sure we get the balance right in 24. So we've retained a lot of our quality young players and a lot of the guys who've performed this year for us, and we've obviously added to that mix with I genuinely feel we've got a real good I know it's not played on paper, but on paper it looks a real strong balance of experience and youth. So the night's gone really well. I think the atmosphere in the room, you can tell that there's going to be some characters in there as well in the mix, and I think it looks a really strong mix.
So that's in terms of off the field, where the IMG gradings released a few weeks back. What were your thoughts on them as a whole?
Yeah, I think in terms of the IMG, we've sort of lived it and breathed it a little bit now for well over 12 months. So we've understood what IMG are looking for, what the grading pillars, essentially what the grading pillars involve, and we've been quietly enthused by our initial gradings. To be honest, I think I came to the club 3 years ago now. One of the reasons I came and bought into this vision at the club here and we're doing what we're doing is because I believe there's a lot of potential, and I think the grading pillars are looking for clubs that can exploit that potential, and I do believe that it's there's no point having potential unless you can exploit it. So I'm quite enthused by our initial gradings. I think we've got scope to grow the scores within the pillars and potentially become a strong grade B club. But that won't happen without everybody buying into that now, and the town really has got to get behind its professional team. We really have to hammer that message home now that if you don't use it, you'll lose it, because ultimately the strong will survive and progress and go forward. And ultimately, like any grading system, if you don't improve your grades, you don't get anywhere, do you? So the message really has got to be about us collectively now, all doing our bit to get those numbers up and drive those grades, and that's where we want to be. And that includes being strong on the field in 24 and starting to make progress on the field, because that's an area where, if we're being truthful, for the first 3 years I've been at Rochdale, we've not done well enough on the field.
The benchmark to get towards the top end of the target playoffs as a minimum, and then anything else comes as a bonus. Yeah,
I think so. For obviously Gary and the guys and the staff and players, they'll keep the goals in house to some degree, but I don't think it's any secret to say that the last 3 years generally on the field hasn't been up to where we would like to be as a club. We feel we're one of the bigger clubs outside the Championship. We have got ambition, and obviously we had to go back to square one and rebuild in 23, but certainly as a minimum I'll be looking, we've got to be in those playoffs, and I want a club that's pushing at the top end of this division, and I think we all want that, the supporters want that, and I think collectively if we all work to do our bit, and the players, undoubtedly the playing group will want to, they all want winning pay at the end of the day. They don't come to lose, do they? So the ambition is to be as strong as we can in League One in the year to come, and whatever the league structure looks like beyond 24, we want to be progressive within it.
What is the league structure looking like? Because some of the fans, it's all a bit up in the air, but can you give us an update on what is going on?
Yeah, I think obviously there's been a lot written in the press and a lot of speculation around it. I think I made no secret again in the press that we believe that it should be a merged competition for 24. It's safe to say that won't be the case. It will be League One. We're just working with the Rugby Football League now to iron out the detail on that, but I'm really on the proposals I'm seeing now and the way we've worked to get to where we are. I'm confident it's going to be a really good season, because there will be additional fixtures. The way we've tried to push the RFL towards is giving more local fixtures within an expanded 1895 Cup competition. So that will bring obviously more local games, derbies, more home games for the club, and a less stop-start season. It's been difficult the last couple of years with the lack of numbers. Certainly last year, with losing West Wales on the eve of the season, there was just too many gaps within the year and no continuity really. And I don't think that helps coaches and players and keeping everybody focused and fit. It's not easy. So the structure as it looks like now, which is just yet to be ratified, but what we know really happy with. I think the fans will be happy with it. I think they'll get more value for the money and for the season tickets and see more of the games with the bigger crowds that we can attract. So yeah, positive. It's not what we ultimately would have liked. I think a merged competition was always something we were promoting and hoped for, but certainly with where we've managed to negotiate our way to collectively as League One clubs, it looks a lot better on paper and an exciting season in prospect.
Finally, we've got amazing groups here, fan groups, which is all Hornets, and the fans are amazing. What message you got to them before the season gets underway?
Well, I think the first thing I always say is thank you, just for your continued support and everything you do, because without all Hornets and the real loyal fans and the lifeblood of this club, we're nothing. We can't do what we do as directors and as players and as staff and Matt as general manager. Without that support, we can't do what we do. So fundamentally, thank you. But what I would say is I think we've got to all drive even harder. So I know it's a tall order, because you can't keep asking for people to do more and more. But I think genuinely, if we can all do that little bit more in this year ahead, and we can engage more people to come along, it will. The team looks a lot more exciting. There's a lot more quality. I believe across the board in the squad. I think we'll be a lot more competitive, and the products on the field in terms of league structure will be better. So I've just said to everybody, not just get down and get your season tickets, but try and convince someone else to buy one, or bring even if it's just promoting the lottery. If a few more people can sign up for the lottery, sign up for all Hornets, just do that little bit more if you can, please, because collectively together we can move this club pretty quickly towards a Grade B, pretty quickly towards the middle of a second tier. I believe that from day one. I'm still convinced now. So that's the message really. I'll certainly do more. I'll do more. I know Gary wants to. Everybody in this environment at the moment is talking about how we make 24 a success. We can't do that without the fans. So please, not only keep doing what you're doing, but if you can do a bit more, please do.